What would you guys do if you noticed over a period of 2 to 3 months that the number of items, the type of items you're used to selling, just aren't as readily available at the price that is going to make you the money that you're used to making? So I want to talk about that subject here on the other side. So without any further ado, let's go. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is John with Flippin' Ain't Easy. Now the question that I posed to you on the other side was simply this, and it's a real example of what I'm dealing with. The last few weeks, actually the last few months, I've noticed the level of items or the number of items I'm used to buying per week. 40 to 50 items a week is what I was buying between February and August. Now, I mean, it kind of went down to about 30 to 40 in September. And then October, about the same. But November, it went down quite a bit. I'm buying maybe 20 to 25 a week. That's half of what I'm used to buying when things were just smooth sailing. I would have enough merchandise back stock to where I would sell 3/4 of it in a week, and then I'd have a few left over just in case the following week wasn't as good. Now, that doesn't seem like a lot of items to you guys, to many of you, but for me, look behind me. I have larger items. I have to deal with liquidation. I have to inspect the items. I have to make sure all the pieces are there. I got to make sure everything works. I have to go through all the steps. I have to then, if applicable, I will take everything out, stage everything so I can do photos. You guys have seen, anybody who's watched my videos have seen my process. And so it was smooth sailing. Now, I didn't get alarmed when September, October rolled around and I was buying fewer items every week. I simply just started to supplement the fewer items I was getting with yard sales. And for me, even with all the yard sales out here, trying to stay within the same ASP for items you find at a yard sale at the same price point. You know, here I am all year long buying items for $5 and selling it for 70, 75. Sometimes I'd pay 10 to 15-ish, but usually not more than that. And now I'm finding that the same stuff in Q4, it seems like a lot of people are now competing with me with my supplier, and it's even harder to get the same stuff at the same price point. So I have to either pay up and pay like 2, maybe 3x what I'm used to paying for the same item I'd sell on eBay and make less. So instead of a 7, 8x return, I'm getting 2.5 to 3 times return, and or figure something out. Now, on those items, those larger ticket items, some of them aren't selling as hot right now. Maybe it is because it is the time of year where people buy, they tend to buy more wants than needs. And of course, a need that you really need is something that people buy year round, but I'm talking like dog wheelchairs. Well, Fido may limp around in December. We want Christmas, so Fido's going to have to get a new chair after the holidays. Maybe that kind of mindset, because I'm still sitting on some of those things, and I've been selling those all year long, those dog wheelchairs, like hotcakes. And now it's kind of crickets. So what do I do? Do I pay more for items that aren't moving as fast this time of year? Do I simply buy what I can at the price point that I'm used to, which gives me not enough merchandise to get through the week, and then take the rest of the time off and sell fewer items because my sales are down the last, I'd say, 4 or 5 days. I just didn't have anything to list the last few days. Or plan C, which is what I think I'm doing right now, which would surprise a lot of people. Do I supplement the larger items that I'm used to buying with the smaller, lower ASP items that I think Josh and I, a lot of people think we frown upon it. It's not about frowning upon it. It's about preference. We've been there and we've done that with these smaller ASP items. We've tried to make stores work with smaller ASP items and have struggled because the majority of our stores were smaller, lower ASP items. So when we talk about low ASP items, we're not saying that you're gonna fail if you buy them to resell. It's just not preferable when other higher ASP items are available. And that's my opinion. That'll continue to be my opinion because of the success that I've seen in 2023. So what I did today, did the yard sale thing, found some good things. Okay, picked this up for $15. It's a women's motorcycle jacket with the padding on the inside. If you can see it. Okay, the screen is actually looking for my face and not what I'm trying to show you. Or got some of that. Got a stock stereo from a Toyota for $2 that I can flip for 50. You know, water pick set for 3 that I can flip for like 30, 35. Problem is, I think I picked up a LeBron jersey from the Cavs. It's an Adidas authentic jersey. The guy gave it to me for $5. I can get easily $60 for that plus. So the problem is I can't get enough at the yard sales to match those examples that I gave you. I think I had 4 good items today. So even the yard sales that I'm going to once a week aren't supplementing the number of items that I need to maintain what I've been selling in 2023. So what do? Well, guys, you find deals and you settle for smaller ASP results on those items. And the idea is I'm still 100% focused on the higher ASP items, and I will sell those items and list those items first. I then have things like this, and I'll show you here in a second an example of what I picked up today. But the lower ASP items that I will have to supplement the higher ASP stuff, so that I'm not sitting around twiddling my thumbs. I can at least get some stuff listed. Now, will this lower ASP stuff bring down the performance of my higher ASP listings? We talk about having a lot of low ASP, and I don't think it's about low ASP as it pertains more to demand. So if you're buying low ASP, low demand, that's not good, guys. Low sell-through rate, no good. Everyone has this for the most part. These are garage door openers. Different brands. Chamberlain. Well, that's not Chamberlain, but Raynor. LiftMaster. Okay. Must be about 200 of these plus in this bag. I don't think I'm going to be able to show it to you all that well without spilling everything. And I can't change the camera because the way I have this software set up, it's tracking me. But you guys can see I have a trash bag full of these clickers. Anyone want to know what I paid for them? The guy wanted like $2 a piece. I pulled the old shoe routine and asked, how much do you want for all of them? And he said, oh, I don't know. I wasn't thinking about selling them all. $40. Don't get mad, guys. I came back and said, well, I was thinking like 20 myself. And he's like, no, I'd rather just sell them here. I've already sold a couple this morning. I said, tell you what, meet me halfway at 30. And he thought about it. He went into the tank for a minute and said, all right, but you can't have the tote. He had a big tote that these were in, plastic tote. I'll have to get you a trash bag. Fine with that. I don't need your tote. So that's one example. I can list these. People need these. Yeah, I'm into them for maybe a quarter, maybe not even that. And I can sell them for between 10, 15, some models $20. And I think I can get multi-quantity listings out of some of these. Many of these have to be multiples. So that's one example of what I found today. You guys know I love hats. Found hats. The same seller wanted hats. Sold hats for 50 cents a hat. Okay. Nothing wrong with these hats. Some are dirty. Don't sell dirty hats. I'll have to clean them, and I will clean them. But I found myself a couple weeks ago, bought a big box of hats for 40 bucks. Must have been 60 hats in there. I'm keeping my cost low. That's the point. I guess that's the point. I would rather buy lower items with lower return, as long as I'm keeping the buy cost low, than to be forced to pay 2 to 3 times the amount of what I'm used to paying, especially when those items are not selling as quickly this time of year, for maybe extra back stock, for when I can't find the motorcycle jackets, the car stereos, the LeBron James jerseys. And those are all listed already, except for the jacket. I haven't listed that yet. That's going to go up tomorrow. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you guys about. And I want to know your answer. The answer to the question that I asked you at the beginning of the video. What would you do? Because maybe you have not encountered this situation in your reselling career. But what would you do if your source dried up for a period of time? I'm confident, by the way, that things are going to return back to normal next year, because with liquidation, you get a lot of Christmas returns. Middle to end of January, things are back to normal. People aren't as interested in buying for Q4 because these part-time buyers or sellers really get ramped up in October and November, and that's where my competition for this stuff is coming from. So what would you do, though, if you had a situation like mine? List what you can find, ride it out, take up a hobby, play a little extra golf like I could do, but I don't want to do. This is my livelihood, my bills. Everything that I do depends on what I can make monthly on eBay. I'm not interested in lowering my numbers any further than they already have been lowered. My peak month, $14,000 in July, August. I'm just hovering above $10,000 in sales over the last 31 days. So this is part of my strategy, and I just simply want to know what you guys think. Is this the way you would adjust? What would you do? Put your comments down below. Let me know your thoughts on this issue. But trying to make the right adjustment, trying to figure out if it's a wise move to do what I did, is yet another example of how flipping ain't easy. And I want you guys to have an excellent rest of your day, and we will talk to you very soon.